Dear students, in the last class we have learned little about heat and temperature. Now you are familiar with what is heat, what is temperature. Heat is a form of energy, temperature is a measurement of hot and coldness of a body, and in that how the heat can be measured and how the temperature, how the heat is measured. About heat measurement we have seen in the last class, and how the heat increases. When the heat increases, what is the specific heat, what is the calorific value, thermal notes you might have read, and also the textbook. And finally, the two types of heat we have seen, sensible heat and latent heat, and that also we have learned in the last class. Latent heat means what? When the object is heated from one physical state to second physical state, in between that means from solid to liquid, the amount of heat consumed is not visible in the temperature scale or in the thermometer. So that is why that hidden heat, absorbed hidden heat, is called as latent heat. There are two latent heats. One is from solid to liquid, another from liquid to steam. In two places, in the graph also I have explained that in two places the heat is been hidden. That is actually to change the form from one state to the other state. So that is called as latent heat of solidification and latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of solidification is 80 calorie per gram, and latent heat of vaporization is 540 calorie per gram. About that we have discussed in the last class. In today's class, I am going to teach about the temperature. I told you temperature in the last class, which I explained what the temperature means. What it is, a degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Whether a body is cold, whether its body is heat. On that basis of that, we can say that it is hot and cold. Now, hot and cold because of the temperature we can say. So that's why see the definition given. It is the hotness or coldness of the body. The temperature measured by thermometers. Now, temperature measurement instrument is called thermometer. Now, in this thermometer, there are different types of thermometer called thermometer up to, see for example, there are in thermometer, clinical thermometer. There is a word called clinical thermometer. Clinical thermometer means, if you are knowing that, clinical means only in the clinic, health clinics it is used. That is not up to 100 degrees centigrade. It is only to the body temperature. Body temperature of the human body is how much? In degrees Celsius, around it is 40 to 50 degrees Celsius is enough. In the thermometer, normal thermometer, actually it is been printed as, it is calculated in a different scale. About that I am going to teach today. Let it be. Now, that is very small thermometer which is measured to very minimum temperature is measured in that. And thermometers are available up to 500 degrees centigrade also we can measure. We will see later. And above that, if you want, then we have to go for pyrometer. Pyrometer, in the furnace and all, the temperatures go beyond 1500 degrees centigrade. About 2000 degrees centigrade you can measure in pyrometer. Then after that up to 3000 degrees centigrade, because see now we know the temperature of the tungsten is 300 degrees centigrade, 3000 degrees centigrade, the melting point of tungsten. So 3000 degrees centigrade also should be able to measure. So even beyond that also we can measure by nowadays by optical pyrometer. So about that it is there in the textbook, we can go through. Now in today's class we will learn about temperature scales. See, there are different temperature scales, but you are familiar with only one scale, that is degree Celsius. Am I right? From your childhood you have learned in degree Celsius or degree centigrade. Degree centigrade is very big, that is why it is called in a short name called Celsius. Celsius and degree centigrade both are same. Okay, now don't get confused. Celsius is different, centigrade is different. No, both are same, but let it be small name. Centigrade means it seems to be a bigger name, so that's why in a short form it is called as degree Celsius. So about this we are all familiar because it is a metric system. It is system international, metric system, or it can be called as system international. Internationally adapted system is called system international. But in India is also adapted the same system. That is why we call it as metric system. We are familiar everything with familiar metric system only. not British system. British system only in UK, United Kingdom, they are using their system called British system. Now you may be a little bit worried. Why it is British system? Why we have to follow British system? Because this long back it has been explained. Why? Because we are a colonial state. We have been ruled by British people around 200 years. That is why what happened? So they implemented they implanted all their units in our ancestors' brain. So that is still it is continuing in India. It will take a lot of time to eliminate. But now we are in the transition period. We have to learn the both. Now because of that, a lot of things are happening here in India. Now we feel like a joke, but actually it happens. See, for example, we get fever. How much fever we get? Normally if we ask anybody, they will say, so yesterday 102 degree fever, 103 degree fever. And in people say 102 degree, they doesn't specifically say what the temperature is. Nobody tells that. Because people who brought that instrument, the British, they brought it here to check the temperature. Otherwise our ancestors, they used to measure only by touching. Feeling, they used to tell that whether fever is there or not. See, now you can feel. Just if you can't keep, somebody else has to keep their hand, then they see that there is a difference in temperature. Normal temperature, it is bit above when they say he has got a fever. Through that method only we used to measure. But specifically, this is the temperature that they brought the instrument here. Their instrument, their measurement is what? Fahrenheit. So that is why 102 degrees centigrade is a Fahrenheit. Normal temperature of the human body is 99 degree Fahrenheit. So in the fever time, 2-3 degrees it will be increased. So that is called to Fahrenheit, 102, 103 degree, 104 degree Fahrenheit. See where we confuse? We confuse at 100 degrees Celsius, water boils. Water boils, is it not? So people used to tell that 102 degree fever. So we think that 102 degree centigrade. That is why we say in Tulu, jwara bannaga poditundun. Because we know that 100 degree, water is boiling. So we think that 102 degree, no. So blood is boiling. So this is the joke. Unless you don't know the temperature scales properly, this type of things can happen. Even today it is happening in the villages. Even in cities, some of you also may not be knowing about it. Understand? But today we will learn the scale and we will try to understand, and in future we should be able to specifically tell that the fever means, if it is a centigrade scale, the fever will be around 38, 39 degrees centigrade. If it is a Fahrenheit scale, it will be 102 degree Fahrenheit. Let it be clear very for you. And see, there are 4 scales. In this textbook also written, notes also have written centigrade, degree centigrade it is called. So divisions are how much? Now, to prepare this scale, they wanted a media. They used water as the media. See, for all the experiments, they have used water. Now, this scale, how they prepared? Water is easily getting freezed, water is easily getting melted. Am I right? So they took that only for the measurement. Understand? So freezing point of water and the boiling point of water, that they took. How much heat is consumed and how much temperature is raised to do that. On basis of that, they prepared a scale. So in centigrade scale, water is freezing at 0 degree centigrade and it is boiling at 100 degree centigrade. So every 1 degree is differentiated. So every 1 degree is called as 1 degree centigrade. Totally there are 100 equal divisions. Understand? That is why that is called 100 degree centigrade scale. Next comes Fahrenheit. This is 32 degree Fahrenheit and 212 degree. See, in their scale, the freezing point of water is 32 degree Fahrenheit and the boiling point of water is how much? 212 degree Fahrenheit. So how many divisions? Ours is 100 division. They divided into 180 divisions. See, we divided our scale, centigrade scale, into 100 equal parts. They divided their scale into 180 equal parts. Every equal part is called as 1 degree Fahrenheit. So how many divisions are there? 180 divisions are there. So next scale is Reaumur scale. Zero degree Reaumur and 80 degree Reaumur. So it is only 80 divisions. In between how many divisions? 80 divisions. One more scale is there. What is that? Kelvin scale or absolute scale. Absolute temperature. That is see, the temperature 0 degree, below 0 degree, the energy, the temperature of the molecule is 273 degree Kelvin. Understand? And which is the boiling point is 373 degree Kelvin. Now this is centigrade, this is centigrade. Understand? This is Reaumur. This is degree Kelvin. So in between again 100 equal parts. 100 divisions. That is why nothing to worry about much in on this. See, 100 equal parts. So that is why, see, 0 degree centigrade means how much? 273 degree centigrade. Easily you can convert to absolute scale. If the temperature from degree scale to convert it to absolute scale is very simple. If you add 273, it is possible. Otherwise, what we have is, we have a mother formula. R by 80 is equal to C by 100, which is equal to F minus 32 by 180. Or one more, K minus 273 divided by 100. So all the four scales are put in one formula. Degree Reaumur by 80 is equal to C by 100, which is equal to F minus 32 by 180, or K minus 273 by 100. This is called mother formula. By using this, anyone, say for example, Reaumur is given, you can go for degree centigrade. Understand? Or this is given. So any one pair you can take, one pair. For example, R by 80 is equal to C by 100. Otherwise, K minus 273 by 100, which is equal to C by 100. In this, if you know one, you can get the other one. But this need not be used. You need not use that, because straight away Kelvin scale, degree Kelvin is equal to degree centigrade plus 273. So it will turn into degree Kelvin. It will turn into degree Kelvin. Need not use big. You can use this and use this. Both are same. Understand? If you have to go to Fahrenheit scale, it is very simple. Degree centigrade by 100 is equal to degree F minus 32 divided by 180. This formula you can go to Fahrenheit scale. There are a lot of examples are there in the textbook. You have to do that. Very simple formulas. From one unit, you can go to other unit by using this formula. Try out all the assignments. Okay. Next, measuring of heat energy. Now this is measuring of temperature through thermometers. We have seen. Now measuring of heat energy. An apparatus to measure the amount of heat by mixture method is called calorimeter. It is nothing but a cylindrical shaped vessel and a stirrer made out of copper. By mixing rule, heat lost by the solid or liquid is equal to heat absorbed by the solid or liquid plus heat absorbed by the calorimeter. That is quite simple. No? From the hotter body, always the heat will be transferred to the colder body. Am I right? Heat lost is equal to heat gain. Never energy Because as we all know in the beginning, heat is a form of energy. Energy means it will be never lost. Energy neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be changed into other form. That's why energy never destroys. It can be, see, that is why heat lost is heat gain. Somewhere it has to gain. Otherwise it has to transfer to other form of energy. Okay. Next. To measure heat we have got thermometer, pyrometer, radiation pyrometer. That is there in the textbook. Read that. And heat transmission. See, this I have not written the notes fully in the notes. This you have to copy it from the book itself because a long explanation is given. So clearly I am explaining it here what is it. See, for example, heat transmission. Heat transmission is done by three forms. I have given clearly by conduction, by convection, by radiation. Now what do you mean by conduction? This you already have learned in SSLC, but even in refresh your memory. Conduction means what? From person to person. Conductor. See, we are giving money to the conductor. Conductor will give it to the owner. So he is a media in between, is it not? So same way in transmission of heat, what happens is from one molecule it will be transferred to the another molecule. From there it will transfer to the other molecule. Now this happens only in solids, because solids, molecules cannot displace its position. Position will be same. Even if you heat, it may expand, but it doesn't mean that it will move its position. So that is why from one end if you heat, the heat will come to the other end after a long time, because from transmission from one molecule to other, one molecule to other, one molecule to other, it will come to the other end. So this you have to experience means you have to keep a spatula in the hot water and leave. You see, you can stir with a spatula, and after that what happens? After leave, so for some time it will be hot on the other end. That is why nowadays to avoid that plastic candles are available, is that not? Yeah, slowly it will transfer from one molecule to the molecule. Now this happens only in solids. That is why this form of transmission of heat is called as conduction. Another thing is convection. This happens in liquids and gases. What? If you give heat from underneath, that will gain the heat and it will lose its weight and it will come up. And the colder substances will move to the downward area where again it will gain the heat. Now this you have to experience means you put few pieces of water. Otherwise go to kitchen when mummy is cooking rice. You can see the rice particles are moving up and down. Actually not rice particles. The water particles are moving. Along with the water particles, rice also will go up and down. We observe that. Now that is why we can say that by the actual movement of the molecules, heat is transmitted throughout. That is why it is called as convection. This happens only in liquids. Next, radiation. See, from sun to earth, heat is transferred. You can see that it is transferred from the sun to earth. But actually, in between it is vacuum. No media is available. After certain period, only the air is there for only certain. It's a capsule of this thing, air around the earth, is it not? After beyond the capsule, there is no air. It is vacuum. But even in vacuum, the sunlight from so many kilometers away, it reaches to the earth means without any media, heat is transferred. Am I right? That is why it is called radiation. This transfer of heat without any media, if the heat is transferred from one place to other place, that is called radiation. Understand? Yeah. Very clearly. Read that once again in the textbook. It is very clearly given. Next we will move forward. Unit of heat. The device the derived unit of heat for amount of heat. Unit of heat. The derived unit for amount of heat in SI unit is called 1 joule, which is 4.2 kilojoules, 4186 joules, otherwise 4.2 kilojoules. So then quantity of heat, the formula you see, Q is equal to M into S into delta T, where M is in kg, S is in kilojoules per, that is again 4.2 kilojoules. Understand? If you put M, that is the mass of the component, S is specific heat of the substance, delta heat, from what heat it is transferred to what heat? Raised or reduced? Both possible, no? All the three things if you put it together, you will get quantity of heat. So many joules or kilojoules per If you use 4.2, it will come kilojoules. Understand? Yeah. Next thing, and some problems also you have to do there. Certain example sums I have done it here. See behind, you go through those sums, you do it once again from your side. See one latent heat problem also I have done at the end. Latent heat sum. How the heat is slowly increasing, and the graph also I have given at the end. You go through that. Quantity of heat Q, how many calories? If you put the mass in grams, specific heat in 0.1 in calorie per gram. If you put the specific heat in that, and if the answer will be in calories. If you put it in, so that one sum I didn't do, you can do it in kilojoules also. If we have to put the mass in kg, then you have to put the specific heat in kilojoules per second, kilojoules per kg degree centigrade, then directly answer will be in kilojoules. Understood? Those sums are there in the notes in the textbook. See, but I have done in calories. I have done 2 examples in calories. Don't get confused. Understand? In calories, if you have to do, then mass has to be in grams and specific heat has to be in what? Calorie per gram. That is 0.1. Water is 1. Understand? So all these things are given. The sums are there in the notes. Please go through that and try to do yourself. And lot of example sums are there in the textbook. Go through that. And finally, if you don't understand, still there is any doubt, please let me know. I am there to sort it out. Thank you very much.